where we are speaking with Kevin Anderton of Midnight Chimes Productions. He's a writer, producer, director, also executive director of Boston Film Night. But we'll get to that momentarily because this is a wild credit that this man holds. He has over 80 shorts up on the internet with over 30 million views. How does that make you feel?
Tired. No, I mean, we've been doing it since like 2001, 2002.
Okay.
And we were one of the first people to really use the internet as a tool to marketing films.
Okay.
Get out of film school at Boston University and said, well, why don't I make like 10 shorts and see how it does?
Yep.
Because my thesis, which was 30 minutes long, was so hard to get programmed anywhere. That's a big chunk of time.
Yeah.
So we made a bunch of 3-minute stuff, and it just took off.
And that was early now, 2001. That was early in internet. Plus, the high-speed connections weren't high-speed at that point.
No,
right?
not really. Yeah, mostly like through like YouTube wasn't there, so it was mostly like undergroundfilm.org and like I think it was Atom Films.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff. So we did really well there, and then we got stuff.
Now, what were your first shorts? What was the material? What kind of stuff did you do?
Well, it's kind of sketch comedy, but shot from a filmmaker's perspective, so it's not wide open all the time.
Okay.
So a most famous one for the early ones was we did one called Miracle Hose, which was the world's first hoseless garden hose. Okay. And we still get orders for it today.
Really?
Yeah, and it doesn't exist, and people are really sad when we tell them. But
now, did you make these like with your friends or other film school?
No, just mostly with me, and started to build a company and a group of people, kind of like a troupe. Okay. And then we just kept writing and making more stuff. They're low budget, but they're funny. Yeah. Played a lot of film festivals. Started to make some money off them, just a little bit of money. But
now, how do you make money off a film short?
Well, it used to be you'd have to win prize money, which we've done. But then mobile media, we get a check every 3 months. From like Sprint.
Now, explain for us what mobile media is.
Well, it's cell phones or video phones, and they have all these channels with shorts on them, and basically people download and watch them, and we get a percentage. Okay,
and you can watch your material on your cell phone.
Yep.
Like the way that you can access the internet in general on a cell phone.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So now, what's the now you went to film school, you said. So is there a difference in the way you direct something for a screen that's that big, as opposed to like a feature? I mean, what's the mentality?
You got to punch in, because otherwise people will miss it.
You mean hit them right away with?
Well, no. In terms of your framing. Okay. You've got to. It's almost like talking with exclamation points, because you got a lot of close-ups, and you can't. If you do like a far off shot to create kind of a feeling atmosphere, it's usually lost on a small screen. With the web,
panoramas.
No, not really. No. So if it's sketch, you're in a lot of 2 shots and a lot of close-ups, that sort of stuff. It took a while to make that transition, because I learned my first short was a screwball comedy. Okay. Shot like old 30s style. Okay. Because low budget, you keep masters and stuff like that. So it took a while to learn how to make things stuff.
Right. Sure. Smaller. Now you're a pioneer, because they didn't teach you that in film school, right? If you're going to film school in the late 90s.
Late 90s, yeah.
So they wouldn't be teaching you how to like film for phone. Wouldn't be a class that you would take, right?
Well, I was trained on film.
Right.
So my thesis that I released was actually a release print that went through all the art labs and stuff like that, and finished to a release print. So, and it's much different today than it was, 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah, even a short time ago, right?
But it's better, I think.
Yeah.
Because if you've got something to say, if you've got something you make, it's unlimited. Right. Where you can put it. That doesn't necessarily mean you make money off it, but at least people will see it.
Right. You don't have to be picked up by Hollywood. You can. It's democratic. More democratic.
Democratic.
Now you are also or you're writing for sitcoms and reality TV as well?
Well, what I'm doing is I think my writing is perfect for TV. Yep. So I wrote some sketches and stuff that Saturday Night Live read. They didn't buy anything. Yep. One of them made him kind of angry, but the other ones, you know, they were kind of okay on.
What made him angry?
I did one that was called A Bush League of Their Own, which was a George Bush comedy, but it was in 2004 before he was wildly unpopular.
Okay.
And it kind of was about how, you know, the journalists and stuff like that weren't doing their job, which turns out was actually what happened.
Yeah.
So,
but that made them. That actually made them angry.
So the person I submitted it through said that that a couple people there who I guess were Bush people didn't like it.
Wow.
I was as surprised as anybody.
Yeah, we've come a long way.
We sure have.
The liberal media and liberal artists, that someone would be upset that you're not the president.
Yeah, so I've been writing like reality shows, and I've got a couple sitcoms that I wrote that, and you know, they're cutting edge stuff. I've got a sitcom that is easily $1 million sitcom. It's an NBC, ABC primetime sitcom about corporate criminals.
Okay.
So it's just a matter of getting that into the right person's hands, and you know, having them decide on it. So.
Now, when take us through the writing process a little bit. Do you what's your blueprint? What's your approach to the whole thing? Is it just an idea that hits you? Do you work with somebody? Do you model it off something that you've seen that you liked? Like the corporate thing, the corporate criminal sitcom.
Well, it's funny because like for me, for writing, I need 3 things that interest me to jam into one short.
Okay.
So what I'll have happen is I'll have ideas come up, and that's the first stage, and I'll put it away, wait for the next one to come, and then suddenly if I'll think of a different element for it, I'll put that in. Now that's 2, and now it's a question of waiting for the third one, and once I have the third one, you can blend them all together, and to me that it's a short with meaning. So I have, you know, maybe 250 sketches that are sitting on my, you know, computer that are either in stage 1, stage 2, or stage 3, and they're, you know, we haven't put them to shoot yet. Okay. So usually I will write with other people because I think it makes you stronger. Yeah. When you can hear like people say something sucks, or you know that people like stuff. So, and so you know I like collaborating anyways. So that's why I think I'm perfect for TV. And then you know you get to a point where you know you'll say, okay, well, let's go shoot it. Let's go make it. Yeah. You know, we try to do stuff that's easily shootable, doesn't cost a lot of money, doesn't take up a lot of people's time to make it. I guess our biggest one would be, we've got one that's sexualhistoryreport.com, which is a parody of freecreditreport.com. Okay. But it's about a site where you register people that you dated who had VD. Okay. And since you're playing off of something that already exists as a parody, people recognize it instantly, and I've had people email me that now that song stuck in my head. So every time I see the commercial, I sing your lyrics.
Right, with the guy singing, and you have your own guy singing and all of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we create everything from scratch.
Can we see that on the internet now?
It's on the web. Yeah, sexualhistoryreport.com.
So look for that. Reality, you write for reality TV?
I've been writing them. Yeah, we just got turned down in New York for one. We've got a religious reality show. Okay. Which is from what I understand, is a tough sell, but it's fun. I think if it made it to the screen, it would be.
Now, how do you write for reality?
It's all scripted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess it's irreality.
Okay.
So
yeah. Okay. So it would be like a parody of a reality show.
No, it's a real reality show. It's what you're writing is you're writing the setup. Okay. You're writing basically the rules, kind of like how the NFL has rules, and basically whatever happens within those rules is what they film. The problem with the show that we created, which is called Devout, is it could be a mess. It could be really bad, and that's what we're getting as and it's it's pretty innocuous, but
Right. But okay, so you kind of put the rats in the maze, but you're not actually doing. You don't write any dialogue for anybody. No. You would bring people in on reality and let them just
create the situation and see what happens.
Can you tell us? Well, I don't know how much time we got, but a quick Devout is what it's called. Yeah. And what do you do? What do you do to people?
Can't really say.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. The Boston Film Night. You want to talk about that?
Sure. Yeah. It's an event we do every year up in Boston. We just did our 5th one. Okay. We're looking for stuff for our 6th one now, but we had about 400 people came up. We showed, I think, about 36 short films. We showed a feature. We were sold out in 3 of the shows, and just did really well.
So it's a festival?
It's a festival, but but a networking thing. So it's a good way to energize the community and show the work from the community.
So if you're a filmmaker, can you access that on the internet?
BostonFilmNight.com. The applications are up there. You download it, send it in. It's cheap to submit to. It's $10.
Okay.
And we specialize in like doing premieres for people. That works best for us.
Any quick advice for any script writers that want to get their stuff read by the bigwigs at some of these places that write big checks?
Pray. It's
like
tough.
you said, like when you submit to Saturday Night Live, you said you don't send it cold. Do you have
no,
have to have a contact?
I had to go through somebody that was an alumni
of film school.
No, of Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
Somebody that wrote for them in the 70s.
Okay.
Liked my stuff enough to send it. So.
And then how do you get your stuff into ABC or the networks?
I'm mostly going through production houses in New York.
Yep.
So working on getting an agent, I'm a little, one step closer. But like I said, pen pals. I wrote it 5 years ago, gave it to 3 readers, and they were all like, "Holy crap! This is the worst thing ever. This is so unrealistic."
Yeah.
And then every single one of them in the last 6 months has called me up and said, "Hey, remember that script you wrote?
Yeah.
You should sell that.
Really?
That really would work today." And I just went, "Thanks, guys. So much for my lead time." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, some things have to sit for a while. We've been speaking with Kevin Anderton of Midnight Chimes Productions. Can we go to the internet and see your stuff up?
Yeah, MidnightChimesProductions.com. You can also type in, we do what's called the Dummy Corporation, which is our other sketch group. And then we have 9in10.org, as in 1 out of every 10 people is gay. We're 9 out of 10. We do comedies about gay issues that are just doing really well. Just got into another festival, won a couple festivals. Yeah, it's
all right.
They do well.
Good luck with everything. You're doing well. Check it out on the internet. Be viewer 30,000,001 and go to Boston Film Night if you're a filmmaker. Go on BostonFilmNight.com. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, man.